baseball, because when it comes down to it, you are always the one making the final call, even when it comes down to you telling your pitching coach to go out there and make the pitching change, which rarely happens, but, it's one of those things.
Do you think baseball is the biggest sport for people who think they know more that know less about a sport and then voice their opinion, like, I don't know, like parents going up to coaches and talking strategy in Little League and whatnot, or parents coaching in Little League? Is there a sport like, it has to be baseball, number one, and is there a close second? Because you don't see that in basketball or football. You don't see any parents going up to the coaches asking them, about a cover two or, 1-3-1 zone or anything. And you certainly don't see it in hockey or track. Yeah, is there a close second on this?
Yeah, no, that might actually be the toughest question that you have ever asked me in the history of us talking. I'm pretty sure, actually. Yeah, no, that's always been a tough thing, is where, baseball, it all comes down to the fact that, there's no other sport where the ball comes from the same point, for every moment of the game as it happens. So, obviously football, you're snapping the ball, but you still, move, positions on the field. There's other things that come into place. But in baseball, it's all from the pitcher to the catcher and potentially whatever happens in between. And when it comes down to that, I mean, that's what makes it so available, to be analyzed through statistics, is because you're able to measure it all. And I think that's kind of what maybe gives some of these people, the idea of where, everybody feels like they can be a manager. I think there's more people that, it's a more complicated game and there's more nuances in it. But in terms of like, in football, I think everybody just kind of feels that they can just, everybody's the boss. You know what I mean? There's random fans, your girlfriends, your all sorts of people, coming out and voicing their opinion, talking bad about Jay Cutler or this or that, and they really, don't necessarily know what they're talking about.
Yeah. And baseball, it seems the advanced stats is most important for the smaller market teams. And, using advanced stats in baseball has seemed to work. In basketball, it's starting to catch on. Football, like you said, it's starting to catch on slowly. In basketball, it's more so teams like Memphis really getting into these advanced stats. And Houston with, get a layup or a three-pointer. Nothing in between. Just forget the mid-range game. Do you think the advanced stats, how long do you think they are here to stay in sports like basketball? And do you think in football, advanced stats are really, do you think there's anything advanced stats with football that can really help you?
Well, it's all about finding, the right numbers and the right way to kind of analyze it. When it comes down to baseball, numbers are going to be there forever, and I think in general, the best approach to it, this is just obviously my opinion, but, just like politics or anything else, there needs to be a balance. There needs to be, both sides of the conversation being involved in terms of like the subjective and objective analysis and scouting and analysis of these different players and aspects of the game. But when it comes down to basketball and football, it really, I think what it comes down to is the people that are actually doing the scouting and doing the in-house, statistics in terms of, when it comes down to breaking down, football games, they'll say, Brian Urlacher, had, 7 tackles today, and that's what will show up on the NFL's website. But in-house, he was involved on 20 tackles, and that was kind of something that, Lovie Smith in years past, would kind of always resort to when he was coaching the Bears, was that, well, the stats said this, but in our numbers, we came up with 1,000 tackles. And it's like, okay, well, that's your own personal scouting, and that's one of the hardest things to do is in-house scouting. That's something that, the Atlanta Braves, for instance, they're phenomenal at, in terms of knowing which pitchers to hold on to and which guys to dump. It's always that's what makes the difference is the actual scouting. It's using, the technology in terms of the statistics and all that advanced stuff to kind of help you out along the way.
Do the Atlanta Braves also factor in how to find players that fold down the stretch in the postseason and in September and October?
Yes, no, they get all those answers from Ted Turner's mustache.
That is a mean mustache.
Sure is. I think he makes several appearances. Isn't he? Pretty sure he's Peter Griffin's father-in-law, isn't he? Or they're friends or something?
He's friends with Peter Griffin's father-in-law, though.
Makes sense.
So, well, before I let you go, Johnny, do you want to tell everybody where we can find you on Twitter, the internets, all that good stuff?
Absolutely, man. You can find me at Malioris. It's Maloris. Don't say Malioris. I don't want to sound like some kind of transmitted disease or anything like that. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that at Maloris. Working on some other things. You want to find some of my videos, you can find those at WindyCityStars.com. And I'm also I'll be putting out that Frozen Grapes website out there pretty soon. I think we're working on a project too, aren't we, sir?
Yeah, we are working on a project. We're not yet announcing it, but there's a project in the works from John Maloris, Bob Sullivan, Inc.
You got it, man. Things are happening. Wheels are in motion.
Yeah. Hot things are happening. Hot stove things are happening, and and there was another thing I was going to... Oh, yeah, the Malioris thing. I believe if you go back to the Bob Sullivan Show when I was on YouTube back years ago, you could find me calling you Malioris on one of our shows.
Oh, you probably still do it.
Yeah. It's intentional now. Back then it was unintentional. So
yeah, okay.
But if you,
hey, thank you very much for having me on. Thank you to all our veterans. I appreciate everything you've done for us, and be good.
All right. If you want to call in after the break, number is 585-633-7487. We'll be back here on the Bob Sullivan Show here on LateNightSportsRadio.com.
Does it seem like even if you try, the moral of the story goes and pisses him off? asked me, I would be so wise. Never let you in. Would my life be terribly nice? Would my poison kill? I don't really care if you love me or my heart at last. I don't really care if you need me. I should leave you
Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.